I want you to pause for a second and think about your breakfast this morning. What did you have? A slice of toast, that same old bowl of cereal? Maybe just a quick cup of coffee before rushing into your day. I'm asking because there's something most people don't realize. What you eat in the morning can quietly shape how your blood flows all day long, especially to those sensitive areas where good circulation doesn't just mean health, it means you still feel whole. I'm a doctor who works with people over 60. And after thousands of conversations, there's one heartbreaking thing I keep hearing. So many folks believe that fatigue, numbness, low libido, or just feeling off is just aging, but it's not always true. One of my patients, Robert, 62, once sat down and told me, "Doc, my legs feel heavy, I'm tired all the time, and I don't feel like myself anymore." But here's the thing. With just a few simple changes to his breakfast, no pills, no procedures, just real food at the right time, his energy came back. His eyes lit up again. His steps got lighter. Most importantly, he felt like himself again. So here's what I want you to know. Healthy blood flow, the kind that keeps your heart strong, your legs moving, and yes, even your intimacy alive, isn't something age steals from you. It's something you can rebuild. And it starts with your breakfast plate. We don't have to lean on medications to heal. Nature has already given us powerful, safe medicines that, if used right, can be even more effective. I'll show you how. But first, ask yourself this. Have you truly given your body what it needs in the morning, or just repeated old habits out of routine? Have you ever looked at an avocado and thought, it's just guacamole? One of my patients, Frank, 59, once laughed and said exactly that. He was skeptical, and I don't blame him. At that age, a lot of us believe something as simple as an avocado couldn't possibly change much. But Frank was exhausted. He told me his legs felt like they were dragging anchors. Every afternoon, he had no energy for walks, no joy in everyday things, and most of all, no confidence like he used to have. Probably just age, he said. But I didn't agree. I looked at his breakfast: white bread, toast, margarine, sweetened coffee. I knew right away it wasn't his age, it was what he was fueling his body with. So I suggested something simple: add half an avocado to breakfast, maybe on a slice of whole grain toast with some chia seeds or a squeeze of lemon. Nothing fancy, no prescription required. And here's the fun part. Just 2 weeks later, Frank came back and said, "Doc, that soft green thing might actually be working." His legs felt lighter. He slept better. That spark he thought he'd lost, it started to come back. Now imagine this: inside that little avocado are powerful nutrients, healthy fats that keep blood vessels supple, and flexible potassium that your heart, kidneys, and arteries crave, and fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, the quiet workers that keep your circulation running smoothly. And it doesn't stop there. Those good fats in avocados, they help your body absorb other antioxidants like the polyphenols in pomegranates or the flavonols in dark chocolate. Without the fat, you miss out on half the benefits. We call that the bioamplification effect. It means one food can actually make others more powerful. Avocados do that. I'm not saying they're magic, but from what I've seen in the hundreds of older patients, a small choice in the morning can spark a big change. Don't wait for illness to wake you up. Don't live with fatigue and assume it's just getting old. Tomorrow morning, when you set the table, think about Frank's story and ask yourself, what does this body, this heart, these vessels deserve right now? Maybe it's just half an avocado. Have you ever woken up and felt your legs a little numb, your fingers cold, or your body just dragging like it's still asleep? I see that a lot, not in myself, but in many of my patients over 60. They often ask me, "Doc, is there anything I can do to get my blood flowing better in the morning? I feel so stiff and slow when I get out of bed." And I usually smile and tell them about chocolate, not the sweet candy kids crave. I mean dark chocolate, the kind that's at least 70% cacao. There's a quiet little secret hidden in every bite, the secret to aging better. One patient, Linda, 67, once told me, "Doc, I feel like a car running on fumes in the morning, but one day my daughter gave me a square of dark chocolate after breakfast, and I felt different, lighter, more awake." Am I imagining that? No, Linda. That's not your imagination. That's science. Dark chocolate is rich in flavonols, a natural compound that helps keep your blood vessels soft, open, and flexible, like a good rubber hose instead of a stiff old pipe. You see, as we age, our blood vessels age too. They lose elasticity, making circulation sluggish, especially in the morning when we're just waking up after hours of stillness. But the flavonols in dark chocolate trigger your body to release nitric oxide, a molecule that opens up blood vessels, boosts flow, and improves circulation within just a few hours. Some studies show benefits in as little as 3 hours. Now picture this: a quiet morning. You make yourself a warm cup of tea. Instead of rushing breakfast, you let a piece of dark chocolate melt slowly in your mouth. You sit savoring each second and unknowingly giving your blood vessels a gentle gift. No medication can compete with the power of wise daily choices. A little cacao, a little awareness, and you've just handed your body something precious. I'm not saying chocolate is a miracle, but I believe and I've seen that the small things done right at the right time can change everything. So tomorrow, if you feel yourself dragging, don't blame your age. Maybe your body's just waiting for a little cacao to wake up. When was the last time you felt light, full of energy, and fully alive? I'm not asking to make you feel bad. I'm asking because I've heard that same question in all sorts of ways from so many of my patients over 60, and I've been lucky to walk alongside them on their health journey. There was this one man, Walter, 68 years old, who once told me, "Doc, I just don't feel alive like I used to. Nothing's seriously wrong. I'm not in pain or anything. It's just that everything feels slower. My body doesn't respond the same way. Even being close to my wife feels distant." I listened and I understood, but I also knew this. It's not destiny, it's a signal, a quiet message from your body calling for something simpler than you might think. So I said to Walter, "Let's start with breakfast. Just add a small handful of spinach. Nothing fancy, just a bit." He raised his eyebrows. "Spinach. What do you mean, Doc?" I smiled and explained. "Spinach, that simple green we so often overlook, holds a powerful secret: natural nitrates. When you eat spinach, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a powerful natural vasodilator. Nitric oxide acts like a master key. It helps your blood vessels open up, become more flexible, and send blood flowing, especially to the pelvic region, which is deeply connected to your energy, vitality, and that feeling of being you. And here's the fascinating part: spinach doesn't work instantly. When you eat it in the morning, your nitric oxide levels peak 2 to 3 hours later. So if you eat spinach at 7 a.m. by 9 or 10, when you need your energy, focus, or confidence most, your body is primed and ready. Picture it: a steady, smooth flow of blood moving freely through every corner of your body, carrying oxygen, energy, and life. No pills, no side effects, just the right food at the right time. After just 3 weeks of adding spinach to his morning eggs, Walter came back and told me, "Doc, it feels like there's new blood running through me." He laughed. I laughed. Because I knew he had come back to himself, not with meds, but with a handful of greens. Have you ever brushed off breakfast as no big deal? Ever thought a small change couldn't make a big difference? Think again. Sometimes the most powerful shift isn't something huge. It's something small done at just the right time. So tomorrow, when you're in your kitchen staring into the fridge and you spot some spinach, think of Walter's story and ask yourself, does this body, this heart, these vessels deserve a fresh new flow? Have you ever felt like your body was trying to talk to you in quiet little ways? A little bloating after meals, restless sleep, blood pressure creeping up, and you're not sure why? I've always believed after 50, the body gets wiser. It knows when to slow down, and it knows when something small is missing. One of my patients, Jerry 71, once said, "Doc, I think I eat pretty healthy, but I always feel like my stomach's struggling to digest." I asked what he ate for breakfast. He said usually white bread, some cheese, maybe a slice of deli meat. And that's when I told him about one of my favorite things, Greek yogurt with berries. You might not think much of it, a little bowl of yogurt and fruit, but it's actually one of the best things you can do for your digestion, heart, and overall vitality. Greek yogurt is packed with probiotics, those tiny friendly bacteria that help your gut stay smooth and strong. But what most people don't know is they also help reduce inflammation, one of the sneaky root causes behind many chronic illnesses we face as we age. And here's the cool part: probiotics actually help your body absorb nitrate better, like the kind in spinach or even dark chocolate. So when you eat Greek yogurt, you're not just helping your gut, you're amplifying the benefits of other healthy foods. Think of it like an orchestra, every instrument playing in harmony. That's what happens when your breakfast is in sync. Then there are the berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. They're beautiful, slightly sweet, and incredibly good for your heart. Those deep red and purple colors come from anthocyanins, plus you get a dose of vitamin C, which help relax blood vessels, lower blood pressure, and improve the elasticity of your arteries. Now imagine a calm morning. You pour yourself a warm cup of tea, open a window to let in the morning sun, and gently scoop up a spoonful of Greek yogurt covered in fresh berries. Not because you're on a diet, not because of some complicated plan, but because you're listening to your body and telling it, I care about you. Sometimes the deepest care doesn't come from prescriptions. It comes from a small, simple, sincere bowl, eaten every morning. Have you tried that yet today? If not, maybe tomorrow is the perfect time to begin. You know, I once had a patient named Helen, 72 years old, living alone in a cozy little home down in Southern Oregon. At every checkup, she'd tell me about her garden, her cat, and her cooking. One morning she asked, Doc, I heard tomatoes are good for the heart. Is that true? I nodded and asked, how do you usually eat them? She smiled. I sliced them raw for my salad, but my granddaughter makes soup with them. It smells amazing. And that's when I told her something I also want to share with you today. Cooked tomatoes are actually even better. Tomatoes, those juicy red fruits we all know, hold inside them a powerful compound, lycopene. Lycopene isn't just an antioxidant. It's like a protective shield guarding your blood vessels from stiffness and silent damage caused by aging and diet. But here's the part nobody tells you when you cook tomatoes in soup sauces or even scrambled eggs. Your body absorbs lycopene far more effectively than when you eat them raw. That's the power of heat. Heat doesn't just cook your food, it unlocks the nutrients hidden inside. With tomatoes, it's the key to a stronger heart, better circulation, and a lighter, easier start to your day. I remember at her next visit, Helen walked into my office with a brighter look in her eyes. She told me I've been making tomato soup every morning. I throw in some oats, a sprinkle of black pepper, and sometimes a boiled egg on the side. I never thought something so simple could make me feel so warm, so steady, and so much less tired. I'm not surprised. Because from a medical perspective, I know that lycopene doesn't just protect blood vessels, it helps them stay soft and flexible, especially after age 60, when the body begins to resist the natural flow of blood. Now picture this. It's morning. You're cooking a small pot of tomato soup, bright red, steaming, fragrant. You sit down and eat slowly, unrushed. And you know that every spoonful you take isn't just warming your belly, it's nourishing your blood vessels little by little. No pills, no procedures, just the right kind of meal. Have you ever felt like your body is a river that's slowed down? If so, remember, this rivers can flow again if you find the right channel. Sometimes it begins with something as simple as a tomato, a little heat, and a renewed awareness of your health. Now imagine this. A quiet afternoon, and in your hand is a ruby red glass of juice shimmering in the light. Not too sweet, gently tart, and oddly enough, with the first few sips, your body feels more awake. I'm talking about pomegranate, that fruit many people think of as just a garnish for salads or desserts. But in over 30 years of working with people over 50, I've come to see pomegranate as one of the most powerful unsung gifts for an aging body. Frank, a 68-year-old patient of mine, once said during a checkup, Doc, lately I've just felt weaker, not just physically, but, well, things in the bedroom aren't like they used to be. I don't know if it's age or something else. I hear this often, and I never shy away from it because poor circulation, especially around the pelvic area, is common as we age. But it's rarely talked about. And that's when I bring up pomegranate. Because not only is it delicious, it's packed with polyphenols and L-glutanins. These compounds help increase the body's production of nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels and improves circulation even to the quiet areas we don't always talk about but deeply care about. Nitric oxide is like a key. It unlocks blood flow to everywhere: the heart, the brain, the muscles, and yes, the pelvic region. Without proper circulation there, it's no wonder we feel tired, disconnected, or even experience ED. Frank started drinking a small glass of pomegranate juice every morning, just 4 to 6 ounces. A month later, he came back and said, I don't know if it's the pomegranate, but lately, I feel like I've got energy again. I sleep better, And during the day, even at night, I just feel more alive. Have you ever felt like that? Like your spark is fading, like you're not quite the you used to be. Your body isn't betraying you. It's simply whispering politely that it needs a little help. And sometimes just eating a handful of fresh pomegranate seeds or sipping a deep red juice is enough to restart the flow that aging tries to slow down. I'm not saying pomegranate is a miracle, but I do believe this: when you truly listen to your body and nourish it with simple natural things like pomegranate, you're choosing the smartest path to stay vibrant, joyful, and whole. So tomorrow, if you find yourself feeling tired, drained, think of pomegranate. Maybe that's exactly what your body's been asking for. You know, some things in life seem simple, like a warm bowl of oats in the morning, but quietly carry an incredible strength. Just pause for a moment and imagine this. You're sitting by the window, soft light filtering through the trees. In your hands is a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with ripe banana slices, a few pomegranate seeds, or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. You eat slowly, peacefully. And you just did something good for your heart. I once had a patient, Harold, 66, a retired Navy man. He was used to fast breakfasts, fried eggs, bacon-strong coffee. But after a sudden dizzy spell and a spike in cholesterol, he had no choice but to make a change. When I suggested oatmeal, he chuckled. Oatmeal? That's what my grandkids eat. But he gave it a try, started with a small bowl, sliced apples and some pomegranate on top. After a few weeks, he noticed he felt lighter. His cholesterol began to drop. He slept deeper. And oddly enough, he didn't feel heavy after breakfast anymore. From a medical standpoint, I can explain why. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a special kind of soluble fiber that acts like a soft net in your gut, trapping extra cholesterol and helping eliminate it. Not only that, beta-glucan also helps regulate blood sugar, preventing the energy crashes many older adults face mid-morning. Have you ever felt wiped out mid-morning, even though you just ate? That's because your blood is struggling to keep sugar levels steady. Oats, by releasing energy slowly, give your blood a break. And here's something most people don't realize. Oats are a perfect partner food. You can mix them with yogurt for gut health, toss in berries for heart support, or even add a few avocado slices to help absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Every morning, just one bowl like that, you're not just eating. You're tending to the small hidden highways inside you, arteries, veins, pelvic branches that have quietly slowed over time. You're clearing the way for blood to move more freely. I know, a lot of folks over 60 think, my health can't really improve anymore. But the truth is, small changes in the right place can make a big difference. And maybe it starts with just a bowl of oats. Have you ever felt like you woke up tired even after a full night's sleep? Like your heart felt heavy, your legs tingled, or your body just didn't wake up with you? I've felt that before. And I've heard countless patients, 60s, 70s, describe the exact same thing. It's not just age. Sometimes it's the quiet cry of a circulatory system asking for help. And today I want to share something simple but powerful if you really embrace it. It could change how you feel each morning: a cup of green tea. It's no coincidence that the Japanese, some of the healthiest, longest living people on earth, start their day with green tea. That gentle drink contains a compound called catechin, a natural antioxidant with a profound effect on the endothelium, the delicate lining inside all your blood vessels. Let me paint a picture for you. Your blood vessels are like roads carrying blood all over your body, to your heart, brain, liver, and even down to the pelvic area. The inner lining of those vessels, called the endothelium, is like the road surface. When it's smooth, blood flows freely, but when it's rough or damaged, circulation gets disrupted and the pressure builds up. That's when high blood pressure, tingling limbs, or even chronic insomnia start creeping in. One of my patients, Ellen, she's 71, once asked me, "Doctor, I've already cut back on my morning coffee, but I still feel tired. What should I replace it with?" I suggested try green tea. It's gentle and it supports your blood vessels. A few weeks later, she came back with a brighter look in her eyes. She said, "I feel more awake, but also my hands and feet feel warmer in the mornings. My blood pressure's more stable. And strangely enough, the tea gives me this sense of peace." Science backs that up. Green tea contains a compound called catechin, a natural antioxidant that improves endothelial function. This means it helps lower blood pressure and enhances circulation throughout the body, especially in older adults whose vessels are starting to lose their natural elasticity. The beautiful part. Unlike coffee, green tea doesn't constrict your vessels too harshly. It wakes you up, but gently, like an old friend giving you a light nudge and saying, "Come on, let's start the day." And you know what? When you choose green tea instead of coffee, you're not just choosing a drink. You're sending your body a message: I care about you. I want you to flow smoothly. I want to start this day not with tension, but with kindness. So tomorrow morning when you're standing by the kettle, try a cup of green tea. No need to make it fancy, just slow and warm. It might just be the small gift your heart and your blood vessels need for a peaceful day. Have you ever wondered why some days, even though you eat all the right things, your body doesn't feel all that great? One longtime patient of mine, Nancy, 63, once told me I eat greens, drink green tea, have dark chocolate and yogurt every day, but I still feel like I'm lacking energy. I looked at her, smiled, and asked, "Have you ever tried combining them?" She frowned. "You mean eat them all at once?" Not exactly. I was talking about something called food synergy. It's a concept that modern nutrition science is finally catching up with. But in my real-world experience, it's far more powerful than people realize. Our bodies don't process food like individual subjects in school. It's more like a symphony. When the instruments, in this case the foods, play together in harmony, the result is not just separate notes, but a full, vibrant melody of health. Let me give you a few examples. Probiotics in Greek yogurt. Yes, they help with digestion, but even better, where they support the absorption of nitrates from spinach, a leafy green known for relaxing blood vessels. So when you eat both on the same day, the effect isn't just doubled, it's amplified. Vitamin C from berries, great for immunity, but it also plays a quiet but crucial role protecting nitric oxide in your bloodstream from breaking down. And nitric oxide is the very molecule that keeps your blood flowing freely. Healthy fats from avocado. They're not just heart-friendly. They help your body absorb polyphenols from pomegranate, potent antioxidants that improve circulation, especially in the pelvic area, which supports vitality and sexual health. And green tea, just a small cup in the morning or afternoon, quietly enhances your vascular function. Not loud, not flashy, but it helps all those other foods do their jobs even better. So let's reimagine tomorrow's breakfast. Nothing fancy, just a bowl of Greek yogurt with some berries, a slice of whole grain toast with avocado, a glass of pomegranate juice, a handful of spinach in your omelet, and a cup of green tea. You're not just eating healthy, you're connecting your foods, like old friends working together, to build a body that stays strong and sharp into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. Because health doesn't live in one single ingredient, it lives in how you bring them together and in how you slow down enough to listen to what your body needs. Have you ever truly listened to your body? If not, maybe this is the best time to start. This morning when you woke up, what did your body tell you? Did you feel light and energized, or did your knees ache a bit? Maybe you felt a little dizzy or tired for no clear reason. I ask this because I've heard so many answers from people just like you, folks in their 60s and 70s. And I want to share some real stories. Not for you to copy exactly, but to show that sometimes even one small shift at breakfast can change everything. Martin, 64, used to be very traditional with his breakfast. Every morning, sausage, fried eggs, buttery toast, a hearty meal. But by 10 a.m., he felt sluggish and unfocused. "Doctor, I thought it was just aging," he told me. I suggested, "Try Greek yogurt with some blueberries or raspberries. Light, easy to digest, and supports better circulation." 2 weeks later, he came back with brighter eyes and a grin. "I didn't expect it, but I feel like I've taken off a heavy backpack. My body feels lighter." Then there's Harold, 67, a runner who lost his motivation after retiring. "I just feel heavy, like my legs are dragging. It's like my blood isn't flowing the same," he said. We didn't go straight to medication. I said, "Try tossing a handful of spinach into your morning smoothie. Banana, flax seeds, almond milk. That's it." 3 weeks later, Harold returned saying, "I'm not exaggerating, doc. Just adding the spinach. I feel like I'm mentally running before I even step out the door. My circulation feels alive again." And then there's James, 71, who had tried countless diets, But after we sat down, he committed to regularly combining 5 food groups. I often recommend avocado, leafy greens, cooked tomatoes, oats, and green tea. Not rigidly, not perfectly, just a little each morning in a flexible way. A month later, he told me, I don't just have more energy, doc. I feel more confident. I feel like I'm in charge of my health again. You see, none of them did anything grand or drastic. There was no magic pill, just small, consistent choices repeated over time that slowly changed how their bodies felt. I'm not telling you these stories so you'll eat exactly like them. I'm telling them so you can pause and ask yourself, what did I give my body this morning? Is my breakfast helping my blood flow better? Or is it silently making my heart work harder every day? Maybe tomorrow you'll just try adding a handful of spinach, or swap the buttered toast for some oats, or switch that cup of coffee for a warm mug of green tea, and then just listen. Your body might whisper back, thank you for starting again with me. Have you ever felt like living healthy sounds simple, but when you try, it feels overwhelming? A patient of mine, Helen, she's 66, once said, Doctor, I've watched videos, read articles, taken advice. Everything sounds great, but then I do nothing because I don't know where to start. I looked at her and smiled because I understood. When we've already lived half a life, we don't need a long to-do list. We just need a place to start something small, doable, and ready for tomorrow morning. So I want you to imagine this. Tomorrow you wake up not rushing. You stretch open the curtains, let the light in. Then you make yourself a simple breakfast, maybe a bowl of Greek yogurt with a few fresh blueberries. That's it. No need to change your entire diet. No need to hit the gym for 2 hours. Just one small choice, repeated every morning. Why is the morning so important? Because in that first hour after waking up, your body is like a freshly started engine. Your digestion is ready to absorb nutrients. Your blood vessels begin to open up. It's the golden hour, the perfect moment to send your body a message, I'm here. I'm taking care of you. And when you keep doing that for 2 weeks, then 3, then 4, your body starts to remember. Your circulation improves, your energy returns. Small changes begin to appear better, sleep, more stable blood pressure, clearer focus. Then when you're ready, you can add more cup of green tea, a handful of spinach at lunch, a piece of dark chocolate after dinner. Bit by bit, you create a synergy where foods don't just help on their own, but amplify each other's power. I know you've tried to change before, maybe many times, and maybe you were disappointed when results didn't come fast. But health, especially after 50, isn't a race. It's a return, a coming home, slow and deeply respectful. So instead of asking, what do I need to do to get it all right? Try this. What's one small thing I can do for my body tomorrow? One breakfast, one decision, one habit. That's all it takes to begin. And if you're patient with yourself, your body will respond in ways you never expected. My dear friend, there's something I always tell my patients, and today I want to say it to you. You don't need a doctor's visit or a prescription to start improving your circulation. Truly, it can all begin with your breakfast plate. I know once we hit our 50s or 60s, many of us feel like the body is slowly pulling back a little every day. Your legs don't move like they used to. Your mind tires more easily. Sometimes your chest feels heavy, or your back feels like it's carrying a hidden backpack. And you wonder, is it just old age? Did I miss my chance to feel better? I want you to know it's never too late. Age isn't a sentence. It's a reminder. A quiet voice within you saying, it's time to care for me a little more kindly. I've worked with hundreds of patients, many of whom once believed they needed medication or some miracle to feel good again. But in the end, what truly made the difference wasn't a little white pill. It was the small, repeated morning choices, a handful of spinach in their smoothie, a cup of green tea instead of a strong coffee, a breakfast of oats, cooked tomatoes, or avocado. You see, our bodies are miraculous machines. They don't need complicated things, they just need us to listen, to care, to choose well, and to be patient. I want you to picture this. A morning just 3 weeks from now. You wake up, stretch, and suddenly realize, I feel better than yesterday. Not because the weather changed, but because you started again with that quiet, simple breakfast plate. You don't need to change the world, just your morning. Your body will thank you. Every day, with every heartbeat, With every lighter step you take on this path we call aging, which now isn't a downward slope anymore, but a slow, steady climb, fully awake, fully yours.